Let's talk about Trump accounts. It's the $1,000 investment account for newborns. I signed my son up because it's essentially free money, but as a policy journalist, it makes me feel crazy because he was reportedly considering something much better. Let me break down what this is, what it does, and why he landed where he did. So every American child born between 2025 and 2028 is now eligible for a one-time $1,000 federal deposit into an investment account held in a low-cost stock index fund. Parents, relatives, and friends can add up to $5,000 a year, and employers can contribute up to $2,500 a year tax-free. The money is locked up until adulthood, and the account comes with retirement account-style tax rules that encourage keeping the money invested for the long term. The original version of this idea, usually called baby bonds, came out of progressive economics to close the racial and class wealth gap. The pitch then was that lower-income children should receive much larger publicly funded investment accounts to help level the playing field. The Trump version looks very different. Ted Cruz, senator from Texas, authored the provision that made it into the 2025 One Big Beautiful Bill Act. Here's a look at the other really big sponsors. Both Ted Cruz and Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent have said that the Trump accounts can serve as a way to privatize Social Security. They're not actually hiding this. This is a very open, explicit thing that they say. I have some critiques of baby bonds, but they were at least designed to do redistribution. The Trump version gives every eligible child the same seed and then relies on parents, employers, and philanthropists to make the investment meaningful over time. So this naturally advantages people who can afford to save and invest. If your child is eligible and you do nothing, it will compound, and they expect it to grow to something like $6,000 in nominal terms by age 18. Adjusted for inflation, that's about $3,000 in today's money. But the much bigger sums that the Trump administration has been advertising, $20,000, $300,000, those assume ongoing contributions from family and employers over 18 years. But most families don't have a spare $5,000 that they can afford to invest and not touch for 2 decades. Trump accounts aren't where I'd actually put money if I wanted to invest. If we were saving for college, a 529 is a better vehicle. And if we're saving for our kids' retirement, a custodial IRA has more flexibility over how the money is invested and fewer restrictions on how it can be spent. The big problems parents face in America is not a lack of retirement savings for their kids in 2043. They need help paying for childcare, rent, healthcare, and diapers in 2026. I was hoping the Trump administration would embrace baby bonuses, which is a smart way to really ease the economic transition of having a kid. Finland has been offering parents things like this since 1938, and more than 60 countries around the world have since built various versions of baby bonuses. The Urban Institute think tank estimates that in the U.S., household income drops by more than 10% in the month the baby is born. A one-time $5,000 payment to parents when the baby arrives would go directly at that drop. At CPAC in 2023, Trump said he'd support baby bonuses, but he went with Trump accounts instead. So to reiterate, raising kids in America has gotten really expensive. Trump accounts don't address that problem. They create a small asset the child will have decades after the hard part for parents is over.